So you want to start streaming, but you don't know what gear to get. Well, let's switch gears and talk about which gear is geared towards beginner streamers just like you. Let's get started. Okay, so you're ready to start streaming, and here are two pieces of gear that you absolutely have to get. I will not compromise on it. If you're going to start streaming, you need to get a microphone. Number two, you need to get a boom arm. We're going to talk about why you need this, and also make sure you stick around to the end because I'm going to talk about two other pieces of gear that are guaranteed to get you more viewers. All right, first things first, let's talk about microphones. Which microphone would I recommend to you if you're just starting out streaming? It would be the Fifine. We're going with Fifine. The Fifine K669B. The K669B is a USB microphone, so it makes it super easy. It's literally plug and play to use with your PC. Another great feature it has is a gain dial, and you can use this dial to dial in your microphone settings. Okay, full disclaimer here. I've never used this microphone myself, but I did listen to a lot of sample recordings with it, and for a $26 microphone, yes, you heard me right, $26 microphone, it sounds really good. That's why I'm recommending it. Okay, the next thing that I said I wasn't going to compromise on was the boom arm, and here's why you need it. Having a boom arm is great for getting the microphone placed properly, which is about a fist length away from your mouth. Proper mic placement is really important for making sure that you can keep your gain setting down as low as possible. This is advantageous for two reasons. Reason number one, you won't sound like you're in a big, echoey room. And number two, you're less likely to pick up unwanted background noise such as your fan and AC unit. And when you're done clicking heads, you can just simply move it out of the way and enjoy your setup in all its glory. Okay, so we talked about the two things that I said you absolutely need when you start streaming. Again, we'll recap it. You need a microphone and a boom arm. But I told you that we're going to talk about a couple things that will guarantee you to get more viewers. And that first thing is a camera. The reason why I recommend you get a camera is there are some viewers out there like myself who prefer to watch streamers who have a camera. I just feel more connected to the streamer that way, being able to see their face and see their reactions, as opposed to just hearing their voice. Having said that, the camera I do recommend you get is the Logitech C920 or the C920S or the C920X. They vary a little bit, but the image quality is about the same and they're pretty good. And at time of filming, you can pick one up for $63. That's not bad. And if you really want to save some coin, check out the used marketplace because you can probably pick one of those up for less than half that price. Probably around $25. I may or may not be recommending you take advantage of people who started streaming and then quit. But it's the truth. There are lots of streamers out there who started streaming and then it didn't work out for them and then they quit and now they've got streaming equipment that they need to get rid of. Or there's people who got forced back into the office when they were working from home, and when they were working from home, they picked up these cameras. Anyways, if you are going to commit to getting a camera for your stream, I do recommend that you get a couple of LED panel lights to pair with your camera. Lighting will help any camera look better, and it's so powerful that decent lighting with a cheap camera will give you a much better quality video than no lighting with a very expensive camera. When I started streaming, I bought a really cheap off-brand webcam off of Amazon, but I bought a pair of LED panel lights from a brand called Neewer. I'm sure you've heard of them. Those panel lights are dimmable, so what I did was I used one as my key light, so I had it on a little bit brighter on one side of my face, and then I used the other one on a dimmer setting as a fill light to fill in the shadows on the other side of my face. At time of filming, you can pick up a pair of these lights for $32, and they also come with a couple tripod stands, which are really useful for getting them up higher and pointing down towards you. Really good value for the money. I can't recommend them enough. Okay, let's quickly recap. I recommend you get a microphone like the Fifine K669B, a boom arm that will help you place that microphone properly, a camera such as the Logitech C920, and a couple of LED panel lights that will help make your video quality look better. To make things easier for you, I'll leave links for all the products I recommend in the description box or the show notes of the podcast. These are not affiliate links, they're there simply just to make things easier for you. But before you go anywhere, let me recommend to you something that I still use to this day ever since I started streaming, and that is Touch Portal. Touch Portal is a macro multi-action remote control that can control your desktop software, such as OBS, from a mobile device such as your smartphone or tablet. And no, Touch Portal isn't sponsoring me to say this and recommend their product. I truly still use it. It's a great piece of software, and I recommend that you use it too. It comes in a free version and a paid version. The paid version costs $14, and it's worth every single penny. But hey, since Touch Portal isn't sponsoring this podcast, why don't you sponsor it by hitting that subscribe or follow button? I'd really appreciate it. Getting back to Touch Portal, I personally use it for things like switching scenes and also having something happen when someone uses channel points on Twitch. For example, when someone redeems forehead cam on Twitch, it automatically switches my camera to a shot of just my forehead. I also use it for things like muting my microphone or skipping a track in Spotify. With Touch Portal having so much integration with multiple programs, the possibilities are really endless, and I can't recommend this software enough. Having said that, make sure that you're subscribed or following the podcast so that you don't miss part 2 of this video, where I'll talk about some worthy upgrades if you have a couple extra bucks to spend. But for now, make sure you check out the full playlist of podcast episodes that have already been released. Thank you for joining me in this episode. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Once again, this has been the Small Streamer, Big Dreamer podcast. I'm Dangles. You're awesome. Keep dreaming big.